What's up, y'all? After the Hype with your man Jay Will. This is the Idol 4S. Wow, man. If ever I was impressed with a phone, it's this one. The screen on here, the cameras, you name it, man. It's hot. It's nice. I think you'll be impressed too. The Idol 4S is $399 full cost. You get the VR headset. This is the front-facing camera on the Idol 4S. So this is just the intro. Now let's get into the Idol 4S's After the Hype. Let's do it. Alright guys, so after the hype for the Alcatel Idol 4S, I have to admit, this is actually a really good purchase. Coming in at $399, you get a VR headset, but more importantly, the device itself. So you get this Quad HD display. This display is beautiful. Now, I put it next to another phone, well, several phones, and I'm going to be honest and say that, you know, this was the better display. It is just a very vibrant display. My experiences with it have been phenomenal. I mean, I'm starting with the display. Welcome to After the Hype, guys. I kind of jumped right in, right? I'm really excited about this phone. The display, if you're wanting a phone, a 5.5-inch display, I'm going to say this. Might shock you. Now, I haven't done my battle yet, but off the rip, this display is better than the Axon 7's display. This display is better, obviously, than the OnePlus 3's display. This is a gorgeous display. I mean, it is just phenomenal. I don't want to do a full review yet, but I had to get to this display. This display is gorgeous, guys. I mean, it is just a beautiful display. So you won't have any problems with the display. It's the right size. It's 5.5. I got a surprise for you guys too. I like this phone so much. I got a surprise for you later on. I'll show that later on next week sometime. But the display, fantastic. My day-to-day uses with it is really, really solid. Now, the next thing I want to talk about, I've learned a lot about this phone. Things that I didn't like, I don't like. I started off by telling you guys that I didn't like the boom key. Well, I still don't like the boom key, so I disabled it. But today, a lot of people have been posting, Jay, you can put it as the power button. So I found, you see, I don't have it set up the same way as my other phones. I normally have my folders, but for some reason, I just didn't want to put the folders on this phone, and I just put the main apps that I was going to use here. It's so vibrant and so colorful, I really enjoy it. So the boom key right here, it can be used for just a number of things. It is just, it's a multifunction key, a multi-purpose key. So what I did was, I said, you know, Jay, it's not fair that you do a review of a phone and you just don't use one of the main features, which is the boom key. So I went to Alcatel's website and I looked up all the functionality of the boom key, and I said, you know what, I'll set it for an application that I definitely use daily. So shout out to the Sideline crew. I hit that button and it takes me to my Sideline application, and it's pretty fast. Fast enough for me. So that's hot. And that's what I've been using it for. No accidental presses right now, but before, when it was set for weather, I actually didn't press it a bunch of times, and I also thought it was the power button. It was very annoying. So shift gears a little bit here. Speaking of things that annoy me, it's the button layout. They've got the volume rocker way over here. They got the power button, I'm in view. Okay, got the volume rocker way over here. They got the power button way over here. They got the boom key positioned where a person should have a power button or volume rocker or something. It's just, the button layout on this phone to me is horrible. I would have liked to seen the boom key over here and the power button over here. More of a traditional setup to where it's, you know, it's a little bit easier to remember. The boom key is nicely textured. It's really nice. I really like how it looks. However, it's in the wrong spot. That's just what I think. It's in the wrong spot. So that was very annoying. So I made phone calls. Obviously, I've been making phone calls. Now here's where I think it might shock you, but speaker phones on this phone is not very good. It does not measure up to the Exxon 7 at all. It's just not as loud as the Exxon 7 for speakerphone calls. It's loud when you're playing music and stuff like that. But when it comes to just speakerphone and stuff like that, it's not very good. I cranked it way up, and I was in a loud setting, right? And I figured, it's a true story. We were at a meeting for our car club today, which is Saturday, and I'm using this thing, and I'm like, we're using somebody else's phone, and I said, use mine. It's got dual front firing speakers, and they come out the back too. It was no louder for the calls on speaker than the Note 5 that was being used, and it really shocked me. I cranked the volume way up, still didn't matter. But on the Exxon 7, the speaker volume, nice for phone calls, way louder than this phone. I don't understand that, but that was kind of a letdown. I was like, wow, I just felt kind of silly bragging, saying, hey, my phone will be louder. But nonetheless, the speakerphone quality on here is not very good. Calls are kind of good, are very good, but the speakers, when you use them, they're not as loud as some other phones for phone calls. That's so strange to me. Just wasn't that clear on the speaker for the volume. I don't know what that's about. But other than that, performs good with music and videos and media content, which leads me to my next thing to say. The speakers on this thing, boss. These are some loud speakers. Are they the fullest set of speakers? Are they the most premium sounding speakers? No, but they are loud. Now, you saw in the intro of this video, I used the front camera to shoot the intro, and I shot a little bit more, on what the cameras on this thing. Beast mode. They're really good, and I don't have any complaints about the cameras. Now, I've been taking a lot of photos and stuff, just out and about with the phone. It's really good. I can't lie. Here's a strange one for you though. I'm so used to USB-C now. It seems like everything I have is USB Type-C. This phone doesn't have USB Type-C. And that means I have to carry something else now. I'm like, gosh, man. So I was out late in the evening, and the phone was dying, man. And I have a USB Type-C charger in my car. I have USB Type-Cs everywhere. And I didn't bring this charger. And so I had to wait until I got home. I made it home though. It survived. It got down to about 8 or 10% or something like that, and I was like, I'm gonna make it home. And then people were still calling me too, so it did pretty well actually. Now, going from the type of thing that charges it to the battery, this 3,000 milliamp hour battery, I got over 6 hours of screen on time, and it's boss mode. Actually, I got 6.5. I had 2% left, I think it was. And 6 hours and 24 minutes. Beast mode. Battery on point. Lasted off into another day. It's really good. It lasted me for at least a day and a half. I was a little shocked. I really was. I was a little shocked. I couldn't believe it. I was like, wow, this battery is really good. So how is it some OEMs are optimizing their batteries on their devices, smaller batteries, and they're getting killer battery life? How is that? I don't know. But I can tell you this. If you're worried about battery, don't worry about it with this phone. The Alcatel Idol 4S, nice battery. There wasn't a lot that I didn't like about this phone in the first 48 hours. In the first 48, I wish I could pop that up there without copywriting. But there wasn't a lot that I didn't like about the phone. It's just that boom key is very annoying. The way the keys are positioned. Now, luckily I have big hands, but that doesn't mean it's not going to annoy me in its day-to-day use. But the boom key and the positioning of that, you know, not having a USB Type-C, I was kind of stuck out there for a little bit. But I still was able to make it home. I like the cameras. I'll test the DAC out on here. I don't think it's going to be anything spectacular, but I'll still do it. Speakers are really, really good. The fingerprint reader is fast enough. It's just a fingerprint reader. You know, it's not it's actually a little slower than the Axon 7s. Yeah, it's definitely. I meant to say the ZTE Z Max Pro. It's slower than the ZTE Z Max Pro. I've actually got my finger on there, and it's look. I can do this right here. You see, I was still able to turn it around, and you just saw it turn it on. It's just not the fastest fingerprint reader, and that's perfectly fine. I don't take points away from a phone because the fingerprint reader is not fast. The fact that it has one, that's fantastic. So all in all, man, after the hype with the Alcatel Idol 4S, I gotta tell you, they brought it this time. So if you have an Alcatel Idol 3, the 5.5 or the 5 or 4.7, you get a nice upgrade with either one, because the other one was the smaller one was 4.7. Now it's 5.2, and it's got all the premium features of this one pretty much with the speaker setup and the microphones. That is sweet. You know, you can flip. You know, that's hot, and the speakers come out of the back. So I've had it in a case the entire life because Incipio, you know, hooks up a little case here, and you know, they give you this free case. It's a really nice case. I would suggest keeping this phone in a case. Now they do have an included screen protector with it, and you know, I haven't put it on the tempered glass actually. I'll probably do a video for that and show you how it is, because you know, it looks like it's high quality, but the only way to test it is to actually put it on. So we could order some more screen protectors or whatever. But nonetheless, guys, this screen this screen is better than my Axon 7. I'm not gonna front. The Axon 7 has a phenomenal screen. This screen, and this is on, it's not on any kind of max brightness or anything, but I don't know, man. Just beautiful. The Axon 7 screen, it just doesn't pop like this one does for some reason. I don't know. I like this screen a little bit better. I still like the Axon 7 probably as a whole better, maybe. But I still have to battle these. I'm not biased to the Axon 7, like some people might think. Did my battery die? Oh no, there we go. I was about to say, man, I should have a full battery on here. Yeah, I got it. But I could change the screen on here, but I'm rocking my J wheel joint. But I don't know, man. This phone right here, it's good. If you have one of these, you've got a great phone, man. If you have this phone, if you're thinking about getting this phone, this isn't my full review. However, the phone is extremely impressive. The speakers on here, they are a little bit louder than the Axon 7. They're just not as rich and full as the Axon 7. Several people online have said this. It's kind of one of those things where, and that's what I wanted to see. I was like, well, I've always said that the Axon 7 has the best speakers or whatever, but I rock with my passports and my classic all weekend. SIM cards are in here too. I'm on 4G, T-Mobile. See, I actually use them. Get it? In there. 4G. I'm using them. But you know, it's kind of one of those things where you want to get it in hand yourself, just to see, you know, is it really that much difference? Because I've only been rocking with the Axon 7, and getting them side by side, I got to tell you, this is loud, and it's a little bit louder than the Axon 7. However, the Axon 7 has managed to, with the Dolby sound, they've managed to really master the speaker quality on there. I mean, it is crystal clear. It's very full. The sound is good. And maybe when I battle these, when I do a battle on them, I'll focus more on the speakers and the overall experience and build quality. I'll battle them out like that. But you know, after the hype for the Alcatel Idol 4S, this is a phone to purchase. Yeah, I was gonna get the Honor 8, but I kind of passed on the Honor 8. It's just something about it. I'm just not, you know. I just have a thing about it. I think the OnePlus 3 has mastered the 399 space with a 1080p screen, and I don't want to go towards the Honor because I don't think I really like that shiny body. I'd have to get the white though if I did. You know, I'd have to get the white. Who knows? You know me. I say I'm not gonna rock with it. I get all these discounted prices on stuff, so you know I probably will rock with it later. But for now, sticking with these full front firing speaker type phones if I can get them. And I've got something else coming too. Trust me, you're gonna like it. You get everything in the box. You technically don't have to buy anything else. I mean, they give you a tempered glass. They give you an Incipio case, which you know is supposed to be some name brand, but it's just a clear case. But it is a strong clear case. Like I say that because this case that I got right here, which I've been using on here, you know, it's a good case, but it's not, you know, it's not quality like this. You know, it's not the same kind of quality. This is something about this, you know, it's a different kind of quality. It's not bad. It's just a different kind of quality, you know. So, you know, this is a very sturdy case. But I don't know. I think you guys will really like this phone if you were to pick it up. But this is just my first 48 hours after the hype with the Alcatel Idol 4S, and it is good. I'm still hyped about it. A few little things I pointed out, they're not deal breakers. But at this point, I would definitely recommend this phone. So, quick discussion after the hype with my man right here, the Idol 4S. You should check it out. Full review will be coming later on, guys. I will show you a battle with the Axon, and I have a great surprise for you guys. You're probably going to be like, oh... You probably won't. iPhone 7 Plus and 7 should be here next week, hopefully. You know, just stay tuned to the channel, man. I appreciate you guys' support. It's your man, Jay Will. Peace.